Hello students, in this class we can study the structures of polysaccharides. The polysaccharides are the carbohydrates having high molecular mass. They are the macromolecules. Macromolecules always have very high molecular mass. They are obtained by repeated joining of monosaccharides. Monosaccharide units by glycosidic linkage. The monosaccharide units, large number of monosaccharide units joined by the glycosidic bonds. Hence, those macromolecules having very high molecular mass, such macromolecules we can call as the polysaccharides. In our syllabus, there are three polysaccharides, namely starch, glycogen and cellulose. You have to discuss briefly about the structure of starch, glycogen and cellulose. No need of writing the structures, just you have to write the theoretical points. You consider the starch. Starch is the storage polysaccharide. It is the storage polysaccharide present in plants. They can ask for one mark. Name the storage polysaccharide present in plants. That is, starch is the storage polysaccharide present in plants. The starch made up of alpha glucose units. The monosaccharide units present in the starch are the alpha glucose. Instead of that one, they can name the monosaccharide formed by the hydrolysis of the starch. At that time, you have to write alpha glucose units. The starch consists of two parts, namely amylose and amylopectin. Starch consists of two parts called amylose and amylopectin. Amylose means the water soluble component. Water soluble component of the starch is amylose, while water insoluble component of the starch is amylopectin. This is important for the one mark. Name the water soluble component of the starch. It is amylose. Water insoluble component of the starch is amylopectin. This amylose and amylopectin both are made up of the alpha glucose units. That amylose consisting of nearly 200 to 1000 alpha glucose units joined by 1,4 glycosidic linkage. That amylose is a linear polymer. It is a linear, straight chain, linear polymer made up of 200 to 1000 alpha glucose units. Each glucose unit joined by using 1,4 glycosidic linkage. While amylopectin, it is a branched polymer. Amylose is a linear polymer, while amylopectin is a branched polymer made up of again alpha glucose units. Amylopectin also made up of alpha glucose units. The branching takes place for every 24 to 30 glucose units at 1,6 glycosidic linkage. The branching, the linear polymer chain consisting of glycosidic linkage at 1,4, just like maltose. While branching takes place at 1,6, first carbon atom of one glucose, sixth carbon atom of the another glucose. That branching takes place for every 24 to 30 glucose units. This is about that structure of amylose. You have to just glance that the starch consisting of made up of alpha glucose units. That was starch has two components called amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is the water soluble component of the starch. Amylopectin is a water soluble in component. Amylose is a linear polymer consisting of 1,4 glycosidic linkages. Amylopectin is a branched polymer consisting of 1,4 as well as 1,6. That is, the linear chains are joined by 1,4 glycosidic linkage, and branched polymers, branched chain consisting of 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Branching takes place for every 24 to 30 glucose units. Then second polysaccharide is glycogen. Glycogen. The structure of this glycogen is taken as the storage polysaccharide present in animals. Starch is the storage polysaccharide present in plants. Glycogen is the storage polysaccharide present in the animals. The glycogen structure, the glycogen also made up of the alpha glucose units only. The monomers of both starch and glycogen are the alpha glucose units. The structure of the glycogen similar to amylopectin. The structure of glycogen is similar to amylopectin. The difference between amylopectin and glycogen is, in case of the amylopectin, branching takes place for every 24 to 30 glucose units, while in glycogen, branching takes place for every 10 glucose units. For every 10 glucose units, that one branching takes place, while in amylopectin, branching takes place for 24 to 30 glucose units. That means glycogen has more branched polymer compared to that of an starch, that is amylopectin. This is about the starch and amylose. Then next one is the cellulose. Cellulose, it is the structural material. It is a structural polysaccharide present in the plant cell wall. They can ask for one more. Name the structural polysaccharide present in the plant cell wall. It is considered as the cellulose. Cellulose is the structural polysaccharide present in the plant cell wall. The cellulose made up of the beta glucose units, that is nearly of 100 to 10,000 beta glucose units. 100 to 10,000 beta glucose units. The monomer of the cellulose is beta glucose unit. It is only linear. It is a linear polymer. It is a cellulose is a linear polymer made up of beta glucose unit, nearly 100 to 10,000 glucose unit, and that glycosidic linkage consisting of this cellulose is 1,4. Every beta glucose unit, between every beta glucose unit, there arise as 1,4 glycosidic linkage. This is about the cellulose. They can ask for two more. Give two structural difference between starch and cellulose. Starch and cellulose. Only structural difference. Structural difference between starch and cellulose. That starch made up of, first difference is starch made up of alpha glucose units. Cellulose made up of beta glucose units. Beta D plus glucose units. Starch made up of alpha glucose, while cellulose made up of beta glucose. Starch consisting of 1,4 and 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Starch consisting of both 1,4 and 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Cellulose consists of only 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Cellulose has only 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Hence, based on that one, starch is considered as both linear and branched polymer. Starch made up of, starch consists of both linear and branched polymer chains. That is, amylose is a linear polymer, while amylopectin is a branched polymer. Hence, starch consists of both linear and branched polymer chains, while cellulose made up of only linear polymer chains. Linear polymer chains. Then one more point is starch consisting of only alpha glycosidic linkage. It consisting of alpha glycosidic linkage because starch contains alpha glucosinate. Those are considered as alpha glycosidic linkage, while cellulose consists of beta glycosidic linkage. Beta glycosidic linkage. This is about the structural difference. They can ask only the structural difference. You can write any 2 points. For each point carries the 1 mark. This is about the polysaccharides. Then last concept in that biomolecules, that is carbohydrates, are biological importance. Biological importance of carbohydrates. Biological importance of carbohydrates. First biological importance of carbohydrate is they can serve as source of energy. They can serve as source of energy. This is the first one, first biological importance. Then how can you consider these carbohydrates as source of energy? Means for that one, except cellulose serves as source of energy. Cellulose not serves as source of energy. Why cellulose not serves as source of energy? Means to hydrolyze that cellulase enzyme is required. Cellulase enzyme is required, but our body not contains the cellulase. Hence, except cellulose, all other carbohydrates serves as the source of energy. Except cellulose, all other carbohydrates serves as source of energy. Cellulose not serves as source of energy because to hydrolyze cellulase enzyme is required. Our body not contains the cellulase enzyme. Then, except cellulose, other carbohydrates serves as the source of energy. The carbohydrates entered into our body in the form of the starch. Carbohydrates entered into our body in the form of starch through the diet. The alpha amylase enzyme hydrolyze starch into glucose. Alpha amylase enzyme hydrolyze starch into the glucose. Then formed glucose on slow oxidation. That is, glucose formula is C6H12O6. Glucose on slow oxidation forms carbon dioxide, water, releasing nearly 2850 kilojoules of energy. 2850 kilojoules of energy. To balance this reaction, 6CO2, then 6H2O, then 12 plus 6, 18, then 6O2. This is the reaction. That carbohydrates entered into our body in the form of the starch. Alpha amylase enzyme hydrolyze starch into glucose. Glucose on slow oxidation forms carbon dioxide and water, releasing if 1 mole of the glucose undergo combustion, slow oxidation, it releases 2850 kilojoules of energy. This energy used for doing useful work and to maintain our body temperature. If any excess of energy present in our body, then glucose converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. If excess of energy present, then glucose get converted to glycogen stored in the liver. Whenever energy required, again glycogen converted into glucose. Glucose on slow oxidation releases the energy. That energy used for doing useful work as well as to maintain the body temperature. This is about the source of energy. If they ask, explain how the carbohydrate source of energy, then you have to give the explanation. Otherwise, what are the biological importance of carbohydrate? Then just you write carbohydrate serves as source of energy. Second one is they can act as the storage polysaccharides. Carbohydrate serves as storage polysaccharide. Already considered that starch is the storage polysaccharide in plants and glycogen is the storage polysaccharide in animals. And one more important is they can act as structural materials. Carbohydrates acts as the structural material. For example, cellulose is the structural polysaccharide present in the plant cell wall. Then one more point is these carbohydrates serves as the lubricating agent, lubricating agent in skeletal joints. In skeletal joints, they can act as a lubricating agents. This is about the biological importance of the carbohydrates. Then up to here, these carbohydrates get completed. Then next class, you can study the next biomolecule as an amino acid. Okay.